Today's stream, we are talking about the banners. It is very nice of Hoyoverse to reveal all the phase 1 and phase 2 banners first. That is very rare. Either way, we can plan ahead, and that is a good thing for us. Newer player need those banned cons. Hello! I'm newer player! Hi! Hello! And no way! How many times have Bennett been rerunning? Hold on. He's been rerunning every 2 to 3 versions. I have no idea why he's not in my account. Amazing. On the topic, let's talk about the 5-star on the banners first, right? Now let me go over my criteria for ranking real quick. Usually when I look at character, I look at both their combat prowess, I look at both their exploration ability, which every natlan character is ultimately very good at exploration. I also look at how easy they are to play, how easy they are to build, and how flexible they are in team making. So Mavuika is a good DPS. Mavuika is a good support and an awesome value overall. Usually for a DPS, I do not rank them awesome because I value supporting capability more. Let's look at Citlali. Citlali is an awesome support. Wow, really? Really, chat? She is a character that will make forward melt, so a pyro carry melting their damage. It's gonna be the meta for the few patches to come, if not until the end of natlan. She is the sole character that enables that playstyle. Forward melt has always been so-so because we do not have a quote-unquote cryo signature. But then Hoyoverse says, no, you have no idea what you want, players. Let us give you something that is not cryo signature, but exactly what you want. We're gonna give you a cryo off field applicator that is also an amazing buffer. So you can now play double cryo and have this amazing buffer in the team, or you can just play mono cryo, just Citlali in the team. It's a slightly copier, but it's still nice. Very cool. Because it's cryo. Thank you for coming to the right TED Talk. If you don't know, this is Timmy's bird. You can call me Timmy or Birdie. I have skibbity brain rot, internet brain. She synergizes mainly with Pyro DPS. She can work with Hydro DPS, but it's a little bit more on par with Zhongli in that case. And for any other DPS, she's like so-so. Why not Cryo? Citlali, why you betray Cryo? Why don't you like to play with cryo characters? Ayaka is waiting, Ganyu is waiting. Yeah, I have the same question. They're saving that for the Sarisa, yeah. Okay, that is the 5-star. Now let's talk about 4-star. Bennett, have you heard of the good words? The Pyro Archon is here on the banner of Mavuika. You think she's the Pyro Archon? Think again, that's the Pyro Archon. The value of Bennett will be depending on your account. His value as a character is awesome. He's the support, the attack buffer support for any character that scales off attack. But because he reruns so much, some of the older players may already have him at C6 already or C5 and you don't even want to activate his C6. For a newbie, this character is awesome. Dino Owner is a decent minor support. And Kachina is a decent support. But this banner can make a copium melt him for Mavuika immediately. So for a new player, this is a very nice banner. Now if you don't know, Mavuika heavily needs even a natlan battery because her burst is not using energy. Her burst is scaling off nitro consumption in the team. Kachina being a natlan character with nitro mechanic will help fill up Mavuika's burst. So Kachina, nice. Bennett, as always, an attack scaling character. He's gonna be good on the team, amazing on the team even. And Diona will help Mavuika just melt her extreme big nuke. If you don't know, Mavuika damage goes like this. She could spin around and does her attack like doing some damage, pow, pow, good damage, pow, pow. And also she can use her burst when she jumps up in the sky and I went to lose Mavuika video. Look at the HP of the boss real quick. Sure, very cool. Set up. Alright, Mavuika burst incoming! So yes, if we can react, ideally melt this hit, it'll be real good. So yeah, even Diona doesn't apply cryo very effectively, and she applies cryo for a very short period of time. It's still good. I've just done the calculation with that, which is here, and you can see that with a Mavuika, Bennett, Diona, Conchina team, if they are all at C6, the 4-star, Mavuika C0, then this team is doing 56,000 damage per second. For comparison, Novelet in the Scup team also does just about 46,000 damage per second. That's for comparison. I should do a version where they are just C1, 45, similar to Novelet Scup team. So yeah, this banner is good. Ben is one of the best teammates for Mavuika, to summarize, and Conchina will enable Mavuika to be played immediately. Also, Conchina is also free, but having more Constellation will help with her energy problem. Diona C1 will also help with her energy problem, and Diona C6 will give the on-field character 200 EM, which is great for reaction. On to Citlali banner. ARLECCHINO power creep, yes. Actually, yes. Mavuika will do slightly better damage than ARLECCHINO, but also I would like to note that ARLECCHINO still has less expensive team and also still doing really well. ARLECCHINO also has more teams, and she does fine in reaction team, but she doesn't have to do that. If we're gonna put Mavuika in a Chevres team, then her damage will kind of tank. Her strength is in reacting her humongous burst hit. If that's not happening, her strength is dropping off slightly. And Citlali is the premium Diona, right? She is giving more cryo applications, so Mavuika can melt one or two more of her charge attack. And she can also hold Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer, which is a very broken 3-star weapon that gives any pyro DPS, in this case Mavuika, 48% more attack, which is equal to 1 more main stat of artifact. She is also a natlan character that enables Mavuika to be played, and we can just swap out some scuff option like Conchina. So Citlali will be really good for any pyro DPS, so ARLECCHINO included, Gaming included. You can also play Yoimiya if you're into old teams. But the 4 stars on this banner are not working really well with Citlali. If you have Citlali, you're not gonna use Diona at all. This is just for people who has 30-40 wish. They cannot get Citlali, so this is a consolation prize or something like that. But when you have Citlali, Diona is on the bench. That's it. What's she providing? The same thing. Shield, some heal, and some cryo. Citlali does that a lot better. When you have Citlali on team, you're not likely gonna play with Conchina as well. Bennett is the only one that kind of synergy with Citlali, because Citlali likes to play with Pyro main DPS and Bennett likes to play with Pyro main DPS. So this is the only synergy in the banner. I'm gonna say Citlali is an option support, but this banner is only good minus for Citlali. On to the weapon banner. Any question, chat? Before we moving on real quick. Mavuika's racism party. You need one above character natlan you made? Yes, it is. Knight Soulless? No natlan citizenship? Immigrant? Ain't no way, chat. Alright, weapon banner. How good is this weapon banner, chat? So if you watched me for a while now, you know that Favorius is on the banner, so it can't be that bad, right? Favorius! This Claymore is Mavuika best in slot, obviously. This Claymore is also rivaling Kinich Claymore for Kinich. So if you have missed Kinich best in slot weapon, this weapon is gonna be like 96-97% of Kinich Claymore. This is really good. Basically, it increased crit damage by 20% and attack by 28%. But if you're in Night Soul Blessing state, it's gonna become 35% and 49% respectively. No citizenship, but it's still gonna be good minus on attack scaler. So for example, Navia Diluc Beidou Gaming, Citlali Catalyst weapon. It is best in slot for Citlali, but also this diabolical thing exists, which is a 3-star weapon that we all have access to Refinement 5. It gives 48% attack to the main DPS. Wow! What does Citlali weapon gives? It is giving Elemental Mastery for her shield to be a little bit thicker, and it gives the active character 28% damage. Last time I checked, this is giving an attack sun. This is giving half of a damage goblet. Now, I should say the upside of this weapon is that it's a lot easier to use. We don't have to immediately swap from a support to the main DPS, and also this weapon has a 20-second cooldown. So all in all, I'm not saying that this is better, but it's really close. So the final verdict on this is while it is best in slot for Citlali, it's a lot cheaper to just use TTDS. So if you really want to invest in Citlali, if you really like her, and also possibly if you have Citlali Constellation, then this weapon becomes better. She scales more from Elemental Mastery, she can buff more with Elemental Mastery from C1. But if you want to save, using TTDS is an absolutely fine choice. This weapon is also good minus for character like Lanyan, for Baiju, but then Lanyan and Baiju can also just use TTDS, Turning Tales of Dragon Slayer. Let's go over the 4-star real quick. This bow is stringless, is good minus for Visual Aggravate. It is decent for any other character. Only Visual can use this really well. Saxo, only Xingqiu can use this quite well. Otherwise, it's just a decent stat stick for ER. 5 lands is good. 5 codex is good minus because TTDS exists. Do you notice I put TTDS even above 5 weapon? Yeah, it is that good. And finally, we have the Racist Claymore, the Latex Blade, which gives more damage the more Liyue character we have. How fitting. It's technically decent minus if you can get a lot of Liyue characters in the team. Regardless, this whole banner is good minus. Citlali's signature is not a great thing to get or lose to unless you have Citlali and all her constellation. But this weapon, this claymore, is a quite good generalist attack scaling claymore, so you might want that, and you could get some good to decent weapon on the way. But to summary everything, Mavuika, good DPS, good support, overall value is awesome. Citlali is an awesome support, Bennett's an awesome support, Diona decent minus support, Kachina decent support. Overall value of the banner, Mavuika's banner is good. Citlali's banner is good minus because lack of synergy. And finally, this weapon banner is good minus. Okay, ARLECCHINO. ARLECCHINO is a good DPS. She was top 2 DPS. Well, top 3 technically. If you count Mualani theoretical DPS as high, then now she is top 4 DPS with the release of Mavuika. But that doesn't mean she is bad. She is still one of the best DPS in the game. Do not feel pressure to pull for the shiniest, newest thing in the game. Next up, Chlorinde. Chlorinde is decent DPS. After this sword coming out, the Calamity of Esu, yeah, this sword, and since the electro charge buff, the reaction buff, also as Chevres is becoming more available and Lanyan is now a character, there are a lot more teams for Chlorinde than before. Before, she's kind of just soft locked into Aggravate or Chevres team. Now her options also open to Mono Electro team with Double Geo, or it's also open to Electro Charge team with Yelan or Furina. She's a lot more flexible to play now, but her damage is just decent. She's relying on Fisher to do the damage with her in her teams. Alright, that is the 5-star. For the 4-star, Rosaria is a decent character. She has some uses, and we'll see more of that use when Citlali is here, which is tomorrow. Chevres is a good character, a good support that enables a whole archetype of team, Overlord team with her. Chevres can be played with ARLECCHINO, can also be played with Chlorinde in Overlord team. And Lanyan is a good character. Wow, so many good 4-star nowadays. Lanyan can be played with ARLECCHINO, can also be played with Chlorinde. She can be a comfort shielding option and also provide buffing from holding Turning Tales of Dragon Slayer and the Viridescent Banner artifact set. Rosaria's always at the banner, you're not gonna pull with us, that's unfortunate, yes. Now the overall value of these banners. This is the first banner that I entertained the thought of being amazing. But alas, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent with things. I'm gonna say this is a good banner because this is one of the best DPS in the game. And all of these characters, all of these 3 supports have their places in her best team. Lanyan has her place in ARLECCHINO's best team as a comfort shielder and animal buffer. Chevres has her place in ARLECCHINO's best team in an Overlord team with Fischl. And Rosaria now, with the release of Citlali, can do a double cryo team for ARLECCHINO. And that's also one of her now top tier team. This is a good banner for ARLECCHINO puller. Rosaria doesn't really work well here in this situation with Chlorinde. No, physical is still not a thing. We stay hopeful, but it's not a thing yet. Chlorinde is only a decent DPS, but this banner, because it does have some good 4-star and some synergy going on, so it's a good minus banner. Let's go on to the weapon banner. Illa Believer, nice. Oh, would it be funny if Ian-san or Skirk is a physical DPS? That'd be nice. I'd love for them to revisit physical nowadays. It's been forgotten for long enough. Both of these 5-star weapons are the best in slot for their respective owners, so this poem is best in slot for ARLECCHINO, this sword is best in slot for CLORINDE, but because of their incredibly restrictive passive, both of them requiring some kind of bond of life mechanic, bond of life stuff, these are not very universal weapons for other characters. It's only a good minus stat stick. Onto the 4-star weapon, Sacrificial Bow is a decent minus ER stat stick. It actually only have 30% ER instead of 60% ER like Fast Bow. And Fast Bow is free. It helps with the energy problem better. Lion's Roar is decent in aggravate. Lithic Spear is decent minus. It's a racist spear. More leeway character means better spear. Rain Slasher is decent minus. It's an okay stat stick for Gaming the Look Mavuika in Vaporized team because it gives elemental mastery and damage bonus when hitting hydro affected enemies. And Whipset is a decent DPS catalyst. It has great damage and the buff is a RNG between attack, elemental damage and elemental mastery. If you are a player that likes to reset Abyss a ton of time until you get the correct and best buff, this weapon is good minus. But if you are not a sweaty player, this weapon is just decent. Overall, this weapon banner is decent. That's because both the 5-star weapon are not very universal. Unless you have both ARLECCHINO and CLORINDE, when you're pulling for a particular weapon, you do not really want to lose to the other weapon because like it's not very good use of that at all if you don't have the character. And the 4 stars are not remarkable, so it's only a decent weapon banner. To summarize, ARLECCHINO banner, good banner. CLORINDE banner, good minus banner. Weapon banner, decent. I am very clear about my wording regarding the ranking. My ranking, to repeat, is going up from bad to decent to good, and sometimes I'll give an amazing or awesome rating. Give ARLECCHINO PJW's Primordial Jet Wing Spear. That is one of the very good, close to best in slot polearm for her. That's nice. Okay, I gotta say, next patch is kind of stacked. They are kind of going all out for the Lantern Rite and Archon quest ending patch. Mavuika's banner is a good banner. Citlali's banner is a good minus banner simply because of non-synergistic 4-star. Weapon is good, minus. ARLECCHINO's banner is good. CLORINDE banner is good, minus. And this weapon banner is decent. Overall value, if you are a newer player, I would say go for Mavuika banner because this banner has a lot of stuff in one. It has the Pyro Archon and Mavuika. Bennett will help you with all of your buffing needs. Mavuika will help you with both DPSing from on-field and off-field road. This banner will fill a lot of empty slot in your account if you're a newer player. If you are a older player, maybe you have ARLECCHINO already in your account, maybe you have another Pyro DPS already on your account, Citlali is a good banner. She's gonna enable the melt playstyle, which will be meta for at least a few patches to come. It will be one of the best meta team in the game with Pyro DPS melting with Citlali in the team. And of course, ARLECCHINO is still a very competitive DPS, and the banner is absolutely stacked for all of her different teams that you can play her on. If you like a DPS that has many teams that she can perform well on, this is a banner for you. And finally, CLORINDE is the weakest banner of the bunch, but as a CLORINDE haver, I am obligated to say waifu, also decent DPS. With that in mind, I wish that you are lucky on your pool when the new patch comes around. I hope that you win your 50-50 and then you get the characters that you desire early, whether that's a 4-star or a 5-star. If you wish to join in the pooling session tomorrow, I'll be on stream at 9 AM for GMT +7 my time. And it's also possible to join my Discord and also share your screen when you're pooling for a character. Pooling session together, I think it'll be nice. If you want that, let me know in Discord. Alright, bye now.